Good afternoon again. This is Lee Sowers. Hey, we're just a minute or two before start time here. We saw quite a number of people signing up and logging in. I want to make sure everybody gets to see the entire presentation. I do thank you for your time this afternoon. While they're getting set, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background. I'm the gray-haired guy there in the picture. It's not a live video picture. It's a live webinar. That's not a live picture of me, so you can't see me waving. So again, while we have people getting set, let me tell you a little bit about my background. I've been in the business for over 20 years. I've worked as an agent. I remember my years as a rookie agent trying to figure out how to get business and how to make it all work. I've been a manager of other agents. I've managed multiple offices. I've been an executive with a major company. You can see the companies I've worked for there, Prudential. Now largely converted over to Berkshire Hathaway, but when I was there, it was Prudential. I've worked for Keller Williams. I worked for Century 21. Now I work with a company named Home Actions, which I'll tell you more about. I do coaching, consulting, work with agents. I do one-on-one. I work with groups and offices in live demos at offices. I do webinars. I do a lot online. I've had a lot of experience out there talking to and working with realtors. That's relevant to what I'm going to tell you today, first of all, because I'm not, it's not just theory. I've actually been a practitioner. Not only that, but I've talked to tons of other realtors and top producers. Some of the best discussions I have are back over coffee and donuts or coffee and bagels in the little kitchen cafe room in most offices. So I want to share all that information with you today. It's also relevant because I'd like to be able to help you be more successful in your business. And again, I can draw on my experiences and the things that I've done to help you do that. So again, thank you for your time. We're going to spend a few minutes here. I'm going to walk you through a lot of information. I will have my contact information presented at the end. So don't sit there and try and furiously write a bunch of notes. I'd rather you listen to the overall, get the overall idea and concepts that I'm going to be telling you about. And then I'll have my contact information at the end. If you want, I'll be able to send you a copy, a recorded session here. So in case you miss anything or join late, you can see the entire thing. And again, I will have my contact information. So let's roll. With time, I do respect your time. I do thank you for taking time out what seems to be a very busy summer selling season to join us. Again, I've given you my intro. Let's see what we're going to talk about this afternoon. We're going to talk about how you can get more leads, listings, and referrals, especially working what's called your SOI or your sphere of influence. Some people call that their PC, their personal connections. So whether you call it your SOI for sphere of influence or your PC for your group of personal connections, we're going to talk about how you get more leads, listings, and referrals out of that group. We're going to talk about how you can get more leads and use your social media not only to get you more leads, but to help you grow, continually grow that sphere of influence in your personal connections. Also, how to get more traffic and leads from your website, your web pages, whether that's your bio, your listings, information you have on a personal or company website. You've invested money in that. You want to get a bigger return. You want to make that work harder for you. We're going to talk about how to do that. And in general, how to get more leads, all right, from your entire sphere of influence. That's the agenda this afternoon. That's what we want to cover. Hopefully it'll be information rich and things that you can act on. So let me ask you, why do most realtors lose business? Well, according to the National Association of Realtors, the number one reason today that realtors lose sales is they fail to stay in touch with their past clients and their sphere of influence. Now, right at this point, I've talked about sphere of influence a couple times. Let me reach out and define that. That's not just your prospects, your farm, and your past clients. That's anyone you connected to and know. It's all of your friends off Facebook, your connections off LinkedIn, people follow you on Twitter, other social media contacts, people from your personal email address book, your company or realtor address book, your iPhone, your iPad, people you've sent information to out of the local MLS, people you've gone to school, college with, you're in local and community organization. That is what I'm talking about when I talk about your sphere of influence. And today, The number one reason realtors lose business is they fail to stay in touch with that group of people. I know when I was, again, a practicing realtor, I'd have people that I knew, I was certain they were going to come to me when it was time for them to buy or sell their house. I found out they were working with another agent, and boy, I took that personally. I was kind of devastated at times, actually. All right, so, the NRL will tell you, too, that the average buyer and seller out there knows 7 or more different realtors. So what you've got to do, all right, you've got to be in touch with them. You want to stop losing those clients to your competition. Let me do some more talking about that sphere of influence and how important it is. This is from Inman Market Research. There's a big research company in real estate. They went out and actually asked buyers and sellers, how did you connect with your agent? Now, I share this with you so you know it's not just something I'm making up about your sphere of influence. I'm sure you've heard it from your broker and your office manager. They asked, how did you connect with your agent? Look at the bottom there. Overwhelmingly, the vast majority said that they connected with their agent by a referral from a friend or a friend of a friend. I'll have to tell you, by definition, those referrals from people that know you, that is your sphere of influence. Let's look at it from the agent side. Inman again went out and asked agents, where did you get your best leads? Now, you can buy leads by zip. There's all sorts of companies out there that sell leads. Where do you get your best leads? Best being defined as getting a side of the transaction. We out here, I'm in New Jersey, you can tell by the accent, we call it a side of the transaction. And that's either the buyer or seller side. And that's what agents were telling him. Most of the leads that result in some sort of transaction for me are coming from my sphere of influence. So that's really key. So let me ask you a question. When I'm out in offices, I'm doing this in front of a group of agents, I'll ask them for a show of hands. I'll say, hey, if everyone in your sphere of influence, when it was time for them to enter the market as buyer or seller, if they all came to you, would you have more business? Okay. Would you have more business if they all came to you when it was time for them to get into the market? And, I asked for that show of hands out there, and I get almost universally, they say, well, of course. And some of them almost say, well, of course, silly. All right, it wasn't meant to be a silly question. It's a real question. All right, if we could get everyone in your sphere of influence coming to you, would you have more business? That would be helpful. You'd certainly have more business. The vast majority of agents say yes. So if you agree with that, if that statement holds true for you, and you'd like to stop losing clients to your competitors, all right, then you're going to be especially interested in what I have to say today. In order to do that, you must stay top of mind in your entire sphere of influence. Okay, you must be the realtor. Remember I said that they know 7 or more realtors. You need to be the realtor that they think of first. When realtor comes to mind, it needs to be you. That's what we call staying top of mind. You also need to know who's planning on entering the market. Wouldn't that be great if you sort of had a crystal ball, knew who in that sphere of influence of yours, was planning on entering the market, putting their house up for sale or buying a new home, so you could be the first realtor to contact them. If you were top of mind in your entire sphere and you could contact the people that were about to enter the market first, you would stop losing them. You'd stop losing that business to your competitors. Let me talk about social media for a minute. That's such a key component of what we do. And by that I mean not only your social media like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but your company website, your personal web pages. Wouldn't it be great if they would generate more leads for you? All right, if you could get more buyers and sellers coming to you from your social media and your company website, web pages, wouldn't that be great as well? So that's something additional I want to talk about. That sort of goes with the whole idea here of what I'm going to call e-prospecting. Now, we know E is electronic, power V. Yes, and that's your social media. It's your web page, your website. It's things that you may send out to people in email. Anything out there with power V, I'm calling e-prospecting as a way to get out there and get in touch with members. Stay top of mind, get more leads from your sphere of influence. As opposed to what? Everybody says, okay, E, everybody's E. Yeah, but as opposed to, there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can talk about cold calling. You can talk about direct mail or what I call snail mail. I know some people that throw, especially in the summer, little barbecues or get-togethers for their past clients. Some people go around in the neighborhood, they canvass a neighborhood, whether it's personally, individually canvassing or by cold calling on the phone or getting out there and using traditional direct mail, U.S. Postal Service. There are many ways that you can go out, prospect for business, and get into that sphere of influence and get the business from it. I am focusing today on what I call e-prospecting. Again, using your social media, your website, things you can email out there to do that. Now, there are 6 essentials for successful e-prospecting. Now, again, back there with the donuts and coffee, I hear a lot of realtors who say, well, that doesn't work. People don't read email. Nobody comes to my social media. I've never gotten a lead from my Facebook page. There's all things that I hear. Well, when you hear that, it's because you don't have all 6 of these essentials. But where did I get the 6 essentials from? Well, I got the 6 essentials, first of all, from when I was in the business, and it worked. But more than that, talking to top producers and all the big major companies out there, when I meet with them and work with them, that's how I developed the list of the 6 essentials. Let's run through them. First, you need a database, because you must be in front of that entire expanded sphere of influence that you heard me talking about. Can't just be a handful of people. The more people, the better. You need that database of your entire sphere of influence. Content. You've got to put something in front of them that has value to the reader. One of the reasons social media sites or emails or things like that don't generate more interest is because the content lacks value to the reader. If it has value to your reader, they're going to pay attention. They're going to be interested. The third thing you need is consistency. You need to have fresh content on your social media. You need to be out in front of people every couple of weeks. I know a lot of realtors, they get real gung-ho on prospecting at the beginning of the year. They get busy at this time of the year, so it slacks off, and they don't get back to it again to the holidays. Well, that big gap in the middle of the year is what's costing you a lot of business, so you need to be out there consistently. Item number 3, be out there consistently at least every 2 weeks all year. Branding. You've got to brand yourself. The number one question I used to get is, why did I use you? What makes you different than any other realtor? You're going to put a sign in the yard. You're going to list me on your website, the property. What's different that you're going to bring to me? What's the value you bring to the table? So you have to brand yourself so that you stand out from the crowd, show people the true value you're going to bring to the table. Leads. You need a way to generate leads. Just sending something, the recipe of the month, or occasional birthday, anniversary cards and things to your sphere of influence, your past clients, these are nice personal touches, but that's not a strategy for generating leads. You need a strategy for generating leads. You also need that strategy so that you can tell who's thinking of getting in the market. If they're not going to seek you out, you go find them, get to them before other realtors. And last but not least, you need support. Yeah, we've talked about, Facebook, social media sites, web pages. We've talked about email. You need support that's going to do this for you. You shouldn't have to be some sort of computer guru to make it work. You want to have support. You can get out there, go on those listing appointments, go sell it. Let me tell you right now, okay, if you don't have all 6, you're sunk. This is not where you can have 3 of the 6 and get half of the leads. If you don't have all 6 of these essentials, you're not going to get the leads. Again, talking to realtor after realtor, the successful versus the less successful in using the strategy, the difference was whether they had all of the 6 essentials. Now, there's a lot of reasons we find it difficult to get all the 6 essentials. You can probably run through in your head your reasons. I'm going to tell you my reasons. I wasn't a graphic designer, so I would use a template I could go out there and find for my company or another program. The problem was all the other realtors around are using a similar-looking template. It didn't help me stand out. I had enough time to get content, so I took the quickest thing I could find. And again, remember, compelling content is what gets people reading it. I fell down in giving them content that they were interested in. Biggest problem is I wasn't a PC expert. I didn't know how to get all those people in my sphere of influence together. When I go out in offices and ask for a show of hands again, I find that less than 1 in 10 agents has a complete database of their sphere of influence again, and that includes their Facebook, other social media, their iPhone, their iPad, their local MLS, all those people. Less than 1 in 10 agents has a database where they could go out punch a button today and communicate with all the people in their sphere of influence. If you don't have them together where you can communicate with them on a regular basis, you can't use this strategy. You're going to be not staying in touch with them. You're not going to be top of mind, and that's when you're going to lose business to your competitors. So how many of you, have an up-to-date database? Ask yourself that question. You need a solution that has all the 6 essentials, right? If you don't have all of the essentials, it's not going to work. So I want to talk to you for a few minutes about a solution that provides all 6 essentials and it's the only turnkey package out there that provides all of the 6 essentials for you. It's called Home Actions. It's an interactive e-newsletter. It's delivered as an active web page. The fact that it's actually delivered as a web page means that all the content is interactive, all the links work. There are tools and widgets embedded in the program that will help you identify who's going to get in the market by what they're clicking on, provide valuable resources to the people getting in the market so you can see who they are. All right. It's a complete, what we call power e-prospecting program that you literally can just set and forget and go out there and generate leads for you. Let me explain how it works. You've heard me talk about the database, so we're going to start by building your database. Pulling the names from everywhere. We have computer experts that will do this. You don't need to know anything about files, imports, exports, downloads. We'll take from your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your other social media, your address book, your personal and business address book. Hey, I put every email in there that I had. We suggest that every agent do that. We're going to dedupe it. Even if you have the same person that your friends on Facebook, you're connected to LinkedIn, they're in your personal address book. Now, we're going to dedupe that so you only have one occurrence, the best occurrence. We're going to test the email. We're going to take out spam traps. We're going to give you what you call a clean and pristine database, the best in the business, okay, that you can get for a database. And the average agent, when you get it all together, has close to 600 people in their sphere of influence, many more than they thought they had. A lot of agents are still out there working 20, 30, 40, 50 people in that small group of prospects in the farm, wondering why they don't get many leads. Well, multiply that by a factor of 10. Start working 500 or 600 people at a crack, and now start seeing how much business you get. By the way, we're going to grant you complete email exclusivity. Once we put a name in your database, no other agent, not in your office, in your brand, or in any brand anywhere in the country, can send the Home Actions program you're going to see to that person. When you sign up, you may find that 10, 20, 30, 40 of the names of the people in your sphere are already being marketed to by other agents, because, again, we take that exclusivity very serious, and it goes by date of sign-up. But if you're invited to this webinar, it's because we're just expanding into your area and your brand, so the chances are there aren't a lot of other agents in your area that have the program. Therefore, your sphere of influence is going to be able to get in and be protected so that the people in your sphere are not going to see this program from other agents. Exclusivity gives you a huge edge in your sphere of influence. So now we have the database together. Now you can reach out and touch those people. Every 2 weeks, we're going to send them a Home Actions with 6 articles to your entire sphere of influence. We're going to write the articles for you. We have an editorial staff. We write about topics that homeowners are interested in. How do we know that? Because we send out millions of Home Actions a month, and we get thousands of feedback surveys from homeowners telling us that they love what they want to see, what they like, and want to see more of. Articles like 7 ways to burglar-proof your home when you go on vacation. Hey, that hits right to the core of what interests homeowners. They're interested in their home, their possessions, how to take care of them, improve them, maintain the value. That's the biggest investment in their life. You direct and focus content on their home, and they're going to pay attention to you. It's that compelling content that keeps them engaged and coming back every 2 weeks. Now, once we have them engaged and coming back and paying attention, I'm going to show you how we convert. Remember, we need that strategy to convert it into leads. Well, we're going to put content in. It's called trigger articles. It was specifically written to show buying and selling signals. Look at one I circled here, 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself. You know what? A person that's reading 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself, they're thinking of getting in the market, they're thinking of doing a FSBO and trying to decide if they can save a real estate commission. How many homeowners are going through that decision-making process today? You put this out there in your Home Actions, They're already following you and reading it because they like the content. All right, they see this article. Those that are thinking of getting in the market, they'll read it. Two things are going to happen. It was professionally written. They're going to come away from this article really wanting to work with a professional because they didn't realize all the pitfalls. So they're going to want to talk to a professional, which is why the second thing that's going to happen, we call it a trigger because it triggers an email alert to you. You're going to see exactly who opened it, read it, their name, address, their email address, their phone number. You can reach out and contact them immediately. Remember I said crystal ball. Know who in your sphere is about to get in the market. Now you can do that. One of the ways I'll show you is by what they're reading. Now we have dozens of these articles. 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself is just one. We have other ones on the buyer side. Things to check on your credit before applying for a mortgage. 9 ways to save for a down payment. Now, these people may not be entering the market this week or next week, but they're warming up to get in by what they're reading and knowing that you can get out there, get them first, and work with them. When you know who in your sphere is entering the market, that gives you a huge competitive advantage. We're also going to put in market reports, market leader RPR. You know, consumers today, whether they're buying or selling, they're information junkies. They want a lot of information on the market. So we're going to put those market reports in. A lot of realtors use them, but they send them only to the few prospects they're working with. We're going to send them out to your entire sphere. That whole group of 500 or 600 people, the ones that are thinking of getting in the market, again, they're going to click because I want that market information, and you're going to see who it is and be able to reach out, contact them. A lot of times, these reports will generate you leads in themselves because the people out there reading them say, wow, this is a really knowledgeable realtor. It's the type of realtor I want to work with to help sell my home. They're going to seek you out. Again, identifying those buyers and sellers entering the market gives you a huge competitive edge. We're also going to help you put in your own content, your own listings, open houses, virtual tours. This is so key. Again, that question, what are you going to do for me that's different than other realtors? Now you can show them how you're going to aggressively, digitally market their home, their open house, to your entire sphere of influence by aggressively going out, getting in front of hundreds of people every couple of weeks, not just the people, the few coming to your website, but hundreds of people. That is good enough right there to win you listing appointments. I know agents that go in with their laptop, show them the home action, show them how they're going to market their property this way, and they say, yep, that's different. I've never seen this from any other agent. I want you to come in and list and sell my home. Remember, the people that you're talking to in your sphere will not have seen this program from another agent. So this is going to be something new and unique. They're going to want to come to you. And after they come to you and you have the listing, by the way, we'll help you fill up those open houses. We'll help you go viral in your market. How do we do that? We do that because we have a share capability into the platform. Now, those hundreds of people in your sphere, well, they know more people. They know friends, relatives, neighbors that are thinking of getting in the market as a buyer or seller. And you know what? They're going to be able to send your home actions to them and say, hey, look at this realtor. Look at the good job they're doing, for their client. Why don't you talk to them? Consider working with them. So actually now the people in your sphere are going to become like the marketing people for you. Get out there so that you get an expanded sphere of influence. That's what you want to do. You want to keep expanding that sphere of influence, get to more and more people, all right, drive traffic to your open houses, get in front of your market. That's essentially what we do. Every 2 weeks we help you go viral in your market. Get out there in front of enough people. You're going to find more sellers, take more listings, fill up those open houses, find buyers when you have the listing to do both sides of the sale. You're going to get more leads, listings, referrals, and sales. It's a very simple strategy. Remember, get out in front of as many people as you can. Get in front of your sphere of influence to stay top of mind with them so you're their go-to realtor, and that's going to get you more business. We also talked about the key importance of getting more traffic and leads from your social media and website. Let's see how we do that. This is an example. All right, on your home actions, we call it the masthead. It's your contact information, your social media sites, your web pages. It goes to the top of every home actions out there. Look at what's on here. Let's take faith. Look at the Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those aren't just logos. Those are live links. You click that, you go right out to Facebook page. Read about her awards, her certifications, her areas of expertise. People are going to sell themselves on working with you. We're going to drive a lot of traffic to your social media. How do we know that? Again, Home Actions is delivered as an active web page. Every link is trackable. If 30 people go out to your Facebook Realtor page, you're going to be able to see exactly those 30 people that clicked and went out, their name, address, their email, their phone number. Click on their email address right there and send them a thank you for visiting my Realtor page. Again, it's a conversation starter. This provides valuable information about you for people thinking of getting in the market, and it lets you see who's doing all the clicking so you can reach out to them. And you also know the great way to get those likes and shares and build traffic on your social media is new and compelling content. So we're going to let you post any of the content or all of the content. We even have a content library with additional content that you can use just for your social media. Put that open house out there. Put that great market report, or how about the article like 7 Ways to Burglar-Proof Your House, or any of the dozens of articles in our content library that you can use. Get that new, refreshing content out there that people are interested in on your social media and see how that takes off for you and getting out there and getting you more leads. In addition, your web pages. How many people visited your website yesterday? Not many realtors know how many people went to their web pages yesterday, and it's usually not many. So what we're going to do, instead of waiting for people to find it, we're going to put, you see at the right side of the page here for faith, we're going to put those links to your website out there. Your bio, your open houses, your listings, buyer FAQs, seller FAQs, all the important tools and widgets that your company has, buyers and sellers want to click on, we're going to put them in here, get it in front of the hundreds of people in your sphere. Those that are thinking of getting in the market will find those tools and widgets useful and start clicking them. And you're going to find the information about who's clicking what to be great. Again, extremely valuable, so you can reach out and get in front of them. By the way, I just wanted to point out Faith. I happen to love her. She has an afternoon, sunset on the house. She's holding a puppy dog. It may not be the image that you want, okay, but I think it's a great image because to me it has home written all over it. The important point is graphic design. Custom graphic design comes with the program. This is the image that Faith likes. We'll create an image and branding for you and the company you're with that works for you, projects that image that you want out there. Double your social media and website traffic. Get out there with that branding, create that special go-to realtor image, and you know what? You're going to have more business. We put other tools in to generate leads. We have address reports. Person can go in and get information on any property. For example, 123 Main Street. We ask them to complete a survey. Why would you like information on that property? Most common answers are, it's my home and I'm thinking of selling it, so I want to see what the market looks like. Another good answer, it's an area I'm thinking of buying a home and I want to see the demographics, the schools, the places I can eat and shop. These property address reports, again, fulfill that buyer and seller need today to go out there and surf. But you know what? We're going to make you the web portal. So they're not going to be surfing Zillow and Trulia for the information they want on the market and properties. They're going to come and surf your Home Actions for that information. Again, it's great because you know who's surfing. You know exactly why they're surfing. Get out there, contact them, be the first one in front of them, and you're going to get the business. Hey, I've talked about a lot today, but probably the best, most popular feature of the program, I call it set it, forget it. The number one agent complaint, and again, this is face-to-face when I'm working with them, is don't give me something complicated, another computer program I got to learn that takes hours. I'm busy enough now. I don't have time to deal with it. Just do it for me. That's what we do. All right. It comes with coaching. I'll be the coach and help you work the program. You're going to have our experts set it up. Our editorial writers are going to write the content. Our marketing people are going to make sure it goes out every 2 weeks. Our database experts are going to build and maintain your database. Our graphics designers are going to do all the graphics. You can set it and forget it. Go out and spend your time selling because that's the way we want to work the program. We'll run the prospecting. You go do the selling, take the leads. Remember at the beginning I gave you the 6 essentials? I talked about the database, the content, the consistency, the branding, the leads, and now the support. Again, Home Actions, Power E Prospecting is the only turnkey program with all 6 essentials. Hey, I know I've given you a lot here. I promised you my contact information. It's down the bottom of this page. I've given you a whole lot. It's a lot to digest. I would not expect you to run out and sign up for the program just based on what you've heard. But I'd like you to call me or email me. Let's get into a meaningful discussion. Again, that's what I do, is coaching. A meaningful discussion about how this program could help you in your market with your goals and objectives. Get more listings, buyers, and sales now. Keep the pipeline going into the fall. And even now, start building for next year. This is the time when people coming up, top producers, start laying the groundwork for next year. I'd love to work with you. I'm going to leave this slide up with my contact information. All right, there's top 10 reasons I think you should try it today. By the way, everybody asked the price. We have a variety of plans to fit your budget, starting at under $60 a month. Now, if you price Zillow, if you price Troy, if you price the other things out there, that's a very economical price, under $60 a month. We offer a very high ROI, especially for a program that generates such a good generator of leads, increases your traffic and leads from your social media website and your sphere of influence, and we do it all for you. So, again, it's under $60 a month. I'd like to talk about which of our plans fit your budget best, how it can help you get out there, get more leads, listings, referrals, and sales. I do thank you for your time. I promised you about a half hour. We're right about at the half-hour mark. I'm going to leave my contact information up for a few minutes. I'd love to hear from you. I will be around this evening after 4 o'clock Eastern Time. I will be around all evening. Don't be bashful if it's late. I talk to people from California at almost midnight my time. I'll be around tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday like you, like realtors. I work over the weekend, so I look forward to talking to you. I'd like to work with you. Hey, whatever you decide, I wish you all the best. I thank you for your time. We have Labor Day coming up. Have a happy, safe, and fun holiday. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.